Good morning, everybody. How's it going today? It's been a few days and I wanted to jump on. Sorry about the echo. So, what's going on, everybody? Good morning, Wanda Lisa. Yeah, it's been a few days up and down. I'm in, I'm out, I'm up, I'm down. Oh, yeah, but it's nice to see all of you. Yeah. I also with things that are going on, um I forgot that I forgot a couple I don't know how to say it, but I basically, like I said, I've been up, I've been down, I've been all over the place. It's understandable. Hey, Vaughn. Good morning. So, I'm telling you, between Mother Nature and everything that's going on in the movement worlds, it's just been a total shit show. Totally. But that's, I guess that's how it goes, right? So I've been checking in on people. I've been, catching lives here and there. I've been catching some replays, leaving some comments, you know. Um, I really have just kept, besides the Hurricane Helene, I've kept myself to myself and just the people I enjoy watching. That's it. Because I just can't. I just can't. You know, people that have been affected by movements that have been turned against, that were good supporters, good friends, that are no longer in that category. I mean, people just stooping to no end, just stooping to no end. Whatever they could do to get a rise out of you. The what one thing that really pisses me off, one thing that really pisses me off is the slander of shit, slandering people. Good morning, wild coconuts. Yeah, it's the slander is some fucked up shit. I don't care how many seconds I'm into my life. Hey, Wendy, good morning. I really don't give a shit how many seconds I'm into. I don't know all the rules. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I really don't care at this moment. It's so fucked up. I've said it myself, shit talking happens in life. Some do it a little, some do it a lot. Fine. But there's got to be a limit. There are so many people I've gotten to know from when I was a viewer, okay? A viewer and a supporter is one thing. But then when I became a doer, it was a whole different ballgame. It felt like because before, you can only reach out so much. You yell at your TV like, "Oh, yay, good for you," and or "No, what the hell are you thinking?" or "What are you doing?" But now, as a doer, I can communicate and chat, right? And I can actually have a voice, so to speak. And then I started doing my lives, right? And let's remember, right? The few things I do know is that it's your channel, your rules, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to slander and that kind of shit and tearing somebody down for to get your rocks off is just fucked up. I'm not going to use the word of the month. I'm not going to use the word of the month or the flavor of the month or the word of the week. I don't give a shit. Hey, Riddle, good to see you. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, to all the coffee lovers, I found my perfect thumbnail. You like the coffee? You know? Yeah, the double standards. It's ridiculous. And that's why one of my lives, if you look back, if you haven't watched it, there are a couple actually. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes, right? But Darlene, it was a mistake. I've talked about this before. Things can happen that are mistakes. But there is certain things, and this is not an opinion. This is not feelings. This is facts. You know damn well when you step over the line. That's not an accident. Calling people, you know, diddlers or, um, you know, sexual assault and rape. Because those people, those jokers that are talking shit and, talking slanderous things, murder or whatever, and I don't mean murder or whatever. I mean, I'm putting these categories in murderers, rapists, child predators, sexual assaults, uh, you know, uh, people's private information, crossing the lines. Crossing the lines. You know damn well you could be the biggest Riri in the world. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. But the videos, the lives that I was talking about is I was talking about Scott, how he taught me a lot of things that I already knew existed, but shed a different light on it. Rules for thee, but not for me. Okay. So there were some moments that was a total circus, and there were other moments. And when I mean by circus, it means like, nah, 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 nah. You did it to me, I'm going to do it to you. And there are other times that were legitimate. And this goes for all of the movements. The ones that were, I didn't get to watch, I'm just learning, what I talked about in my live, the Scientology movement, anti-Scientology movement, and other movements of saving children, the real people saving the children, the real people standing up for people's rights. Okay? When other people destroy all the hard work and the research and the footwork and all that stuff, have these clowns coming in, the credibility goes out the fucking window. And I've said it on my lives before. Those people are turning the movement into a bowel movement. That's exactly what it is. You're turning the movement into a bowel movement. But then all of a sudden you had this thought that came to mind, a revelation, right? Oh, maybe I pushed it too far. I got to fall back in good graces. Do I have to fall back in good graces with the people that are higher up? Do I have to so-called fall in line for donos? Do I have to fall in line because I'm on probation or restraining orders? Shit like that. And all the people that were talked poorly about, ignored, now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden they're right. Now all of a sudden you want to get on their side. Not everybody, but certain people. So let's talk about the people that were affected in the movement from before. Well, I'll speak for myself. The anti-Scientology movement, and then the movements that I'm just learning about. So those in the chat, those that are here, they understand what I mean, because I don't want to offend nobody. You guys, I think you guys pretty much know that I don't know all the lingo, because I was corrected, rightfully so. I was talking about J6, and it was like they said, because they know I don't know. They were helping me. They're like, it wasn't just J6, it was protecting the children, and educated me, really quick on what's what. So okay. So when these two worlds came together, the people that were in the saving the children and political, right? They had their good people and they had the assholes. In the anti-Scientology movement, we have the good people and we have the assholes. And the good people that got shot down. We lost a lot of them. And it's a damn shame. But sometimes people get a light bulb that clicks off in their head and they're like, oh shit. So now all of a sudden we're right. But it's still divided. It's still divided in the factor that certain people can say things and ask questions, and that's okay. Certain people can say things and ask questions, and that's not okay. It's not, right? So a long time ago, I had put, it's not necessarily, and that's another thing too about being snarky. All right. We get sometimes in our feelings, and I'm guilty of that. I always say feelings are important, but facts matter. It's your feelings do not mix when it comes to facts. They fuck it up for each other. They misspeak. They tell lies, right? They tell lies. That's the way I see it. Not everybody, not every situation, but when you get involved in your feelings, when you're trying to go over facts, it's a total collision. It's a total collision. Yeah, it totally. I mean, there are a lot of people that warned the anti-science, and I had said it before. Honestly, I wasn't knowing who it was. I didn't know, but the anti-Scientology was warned that Scott's coming. Morning, Big Chief. Riddle, right? It hasn't been a protest since the very day Scott showed up. But I had said a while ago, it's not necessarily asking questions. So let me get back to that if I can. It's about being snarky, right? Like that fucking attitude, like, "Bah, oh, you can't ask questions." Well, all right, everybody's delivery is different. Everybody's delivery is different. But I said it's not about that. It's about how you ask the questions. I didn't say you had to be like all ass kissy and everything. No. And I went through it. I had originally put it on my community post. Then I did a live about it. You can go back later on my lives and check it out. It's called Dear Foundations, Aftermath, and the SPTV. Okay. And the thing of it is that I believe I did mention it, but I can't remember with all the shit I'm going through from my mom. Uh, but I had said, first of all, you guys are just picking on two people, meaning a focus. Mike Rinder on the Aftermath and Aaron uh, Smith Levin on the SPTV. Well, when I talked about it, then you had people coming for me. Well, don't come for me unless I call for you. Don't come for me unless I call for you. Big Chief. I was very clear. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not attacking foundations. Where the fuck did you get that from? You must have been like on a major, menstrual cycle because I didn't come for anybody. I was on point, facts, and that's it. So here again, taking a legitimate situation, talking about the foundations, and people got to twist it all up and get all antsy. Yeah. Well, Wendy, that's the thing I talked about too in my other lives. There were so many things. I mean, it was Operation Jaybird in Florida. It was his friend Direwolf. It was Streets LA going viral. It was this, it was that. So many things. Oh, okay, Wanda Lisa. I'm sorry. Okay. That was sweet. Thank you. Um yeah, in general. These things are in general, but anyway, what was I saying? But the thing of it is that pushing things too far, whatever it's worth, to get the pot stirring more for the donations to take us a situation and make it more vile or make it more than it is. Morning, Fab Daddy. I Okay, if that's your cup of tea or coffee or whatever, fine. But for Christ's sake, stop fucking around with the slander. When you call somebody, let's take it one by one. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place, I know. Let's take calling somebody, we'll start with number 1. Okay, saving the children pedo, right? Calling somebody that word is like a fart that never goes away. It follows you wherever the fuck you go. That is shit you don't play with. It's not a joke. It's not funny. Now, me as a viewer, I know what they're doing. It's like, well, you called me that name, so I'm going to call you that name. I'm going to call you that word. That's something you don't want to what you call it in general FAFO, fuck around and find out. You don't want to do that shit to somebody. Just a whisper of that can label you for life, get you killed, get you in prison, unlawfully accused. What the hell is wrong with you? Calling somebody a murderer. Calling somebody a murderer. You know what? You want to talk about facts and feelings? Okay. Were you there, asshole? Were you there when it happens? Were you there when the whole shit went down? Or did you show up after the fact, way later? And you got bits and pieces here and there? Or did that person, did it not go the way it wanted you to benefit you for Riddle? And it still is beyond my thought process. I still can't fucking get it. How the fuck are you going to know somebody for 10 years plus and not know who the fuck they are? You're friends with this person. You help each other out. You got her on the bandwagon, right? Until you didn't need her anymore. But going back to the murder stuff, you keep saying murder, murder. Were you there? I wasn't there, but I looked for proof. And everything that I saw, that wasn't the case. I've said it before in another live. How would you like it if that was done to you? We're not talking about a fender bender. We're talking about some serious stuff. How would you like it if you were labeled a murderer? You know what some people are labeled? A shit talker, a nut, a troublemaker. The pattern here is the proof. Yes, feelings get involved, but the pattern is the proof. If you're not there from the very beginning, then you really don't know shit. You're in anything in life. You're taking a piece from here, this person, you're taking what you heard, what somebody said they saw with their own eyes, what they thought they saw. The people that were in the community of J6 and saving the children in that movement, two names were popping out all the time. Well, that guy Frank, I looked on the website, and being respectful, dead or not, he's not on the federal government website labeled for life as a pedo, as you claim. Now I know there's some facts that are behind it, and I've heard it, but the fact of the matter is, we don't always like the way the legal system works. But it is what it is. If things pass through the legal system. Well, if a person is guilty, they're guilty of it. You know what? Let's talk about Scott. Okay. Now, I wasn't the only one, and I probably wasn't the first. Oh, okay. Thank you, Riddle. Yeah, and beating the cops doesn't help your ass neither. You know? You target somebody and you fuck around and find out, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. But let's talk. I'd like to just say the little video that I did and others did as well. Um, you know, one of the protesters of Scientology, where Scott went off about Saul Goodman calling DOA Scott a pedophile, and he went off the fucking chain. He's like, "I'm not a pedophile. I don't deal with that. I don't hang around people. I don't do this." I don't. Well, I beg to differ. Rules for thee and not for me. So it just seems that a lot of these people that are stirring the fucking pot are digging themselves deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I've seen in chats that I didn't comment in. When is he finally going to go to jail or prison? I I don't know. Well, I've seen him Scott say, well, me and Streets are protected. A lot of you saw the lives. You can't always remember which one, but if you see it and heard it, right? Well, how are you protected? I said it myself. 13 restraining orders. 12 he won, one stuck. Why did that one stick? Why? I'm not here to target anybody. What I'm trying to do is say, no matter whose side you are on or whose side you're not on, it doesn't help any movement when it's a shit show and people are making mockery of it by acting a fool. I've said it before in a live. You can't always be serious because I know it can break you, right? You need a little humor. Exactly. Look over there, not over here. The magician effect. You know, you're making a mockery of the people that are actually doing the work when you do crazy shit like that. And you're not helping. And to tell you the truth, I understand that certain people are changing their attitude or we're working together, but a lot of these people that you're now partnering with or joining together if you will, they've been around this whole time. I didn't see you hanging out or a lot. I mean, there were some. So don't think this pertains to everybody. But I just saw you, recently, you know, praising and again, understand where I'm coming from. I know there are things that are said and done behind the scenes. So don't criticize me for that. I'm talking about what is shown on a live, what I see and hear, comments or posts in the community. That's what I'm referring to. So for me to see you barely hanging out with people that are doing the paperwork and the actual physical being there, like Audit LA or Fat Grammy or the other people that are doing it behind the scenes. They've been there the whole time. But all I saw was like, if anything, hey, what's up? Now all of a sudden people are getting pats on the back. But you couldn't do that for other people. It's a vicious cycle over and over and over again. I have somebody that's a viewer and I consider a friend that you know is very upset because what I'm saying is what that person has been through. They've been saying things not the whole time. After a while of like having that moment, right? You guys that are supporters and viewers and doers, right? When you're in the mix, you might have a moment where you're like, wait, that don't look right, or that don't sound right. And you stop yourself and you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck is that? And then you question it. But if you get questions, then you're a traitor. Or let's be honest, there's some people right here, right now, who because not, well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. You're friends with somebody, but then that person turns around and kind of, I'll try to be polite about it, has little romantic feelings about somebody else, and that turns into a problem, right? Because then you turn around and it's like, well, they're not a bad person, and you're like, hey, wake up, good morning, Das, wake up, you know, but they don't want to hear it. And then next thing you know, you're the mortal enemy because you cock block them. I don't know. It's but the person who I consider a friend woke, was starting to realize what was going on. And it's again the question thing. I got shit on for asking questions. And you know what? If you don't ask, you'll never know. So to those that are here or on the replay team, if you stood up for yourself and are continually getting crapped on, I never did anything to you, but I'm sorry. Good morning, Cinderella. Thank you. Good morning, Denise. No, he doesn't care. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. All these people let me try to stay focused because I have that problem sometimes. But especially with what's going on with Helene. So my thing is this: what pissed me the fuck off is when all these people were doing the work, the paperwork. I call it the smart work. I can speak for myself. I'm not very good at paperwork. And I get very frustrated very fast, which then I get really pissed off. Anyhow, they're doing all this work. And then all of a sudden, a handful of people, it wasn't just Scott, a handful of people, because it, to me, as a viewer, it looked like he was saying, okay, follow the Pied Piper this way. Let's go this way. They're looking good. Let's support them or jump on the bandwagon, so to speak. And then turning around and saying, oh, we did all the work. We did all the work. We did all. No, unless it was behind. The only way I can say otherwise is if I was informed of behind the scenes work, which I was not. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But as far as I've known from day one, it wasn't a we thing. Audit LA, Streets LA, Fat Grammy, I don't know to what extent, so I'm sorry if I don't know everything, but I know Poe, at least getting it out there, okay? Poe on the Go, Sir Crepitus, Pinche Becky, those kind of people that know the law, know verbiage, know how to do paperwork. They've been doing all of that kind of stuff. But while you were running around like all you got, all the ones that were acting a fool, now they've come to this. They've come to say, oh, yeah, we better behave ourselves. And if I'm not mistaken, courts today Shut up alert. Courts today. A lot of stuff going on. But where I'm at with this whole thing is this. Any child that is in danger, whether it's with their own family, with a friend of the family, which usually that's how it is. A child that gets assaulted. Danny and Scott. I believe Scott is today. Give me a second. Let me check. Hold on a second. But not all, but most cases when it comes to children, um, it's either a family member or a neighbor or somebody that they know. I'm looking it up. Just give me a second. Um, let's see here. I mean, I want all the corruption to go away. And I don't mean swept under the rug. I want it accounted for. I want everybody to get what's coming to them lawfully so. The corruption, the rape, the sexual abuse, the sexual assault, the physical abuse. I'm opening up this thing. Let me see here. Okay. It shows Danny's court today. However, if I misspoke, I thought GOA had court today as well. If somebody can check that, I'd appreciate it because I had remembered that they were talking about it, that they would have the same court day and or excuse me, same judge and stuff like that. So that's what I believe it is. Okay, thank you for that. 7th and 8th. Okay. That's a good question, Wendy. It really is. Why hasn't the gang never protested Scientology outside San Bernardino, where the first compound was built in the 60s? Oh, wait, no fame and money out there. Yeah, it is worldwide. You know? Well, my question was this. I know I said it to a few friends privately, but what the hell? Let me know in the chat if you would like to hear one of my thoughts and questions because I don't want to bored. I don't want anybody to get bored. Let me know and I'll, yeah. Thank you. Okay. So here's my thought. If, and let me be a little delicate here. If anybody is listening later on, don't fucking get it twisted. Okay? Hear those words. Don't get it twisted. This is a thought and a question which are not attacks. I've said that before in my lives. Other people have said it. And now a lot of the words I've been saying about sitting at the big kids table, the popular table, that analogy is going around a lot lately when I've said it before. It's interesting. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so here's a thought. If Scientology is so bad. Why do people live nearby, let alone even a couple hours away? If I was in a horrible cult, I would want to get the fuck away from that shit as far as possible. Yes, I know in the world there are other cults. Believe you me, I've seen and watched and viewed many on the television and in real life. I've seen it. But why I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that shit. Here's the part 2. The part 2 is that you've lived there so long near the Scientology buildings or area, whether it's an org, whether it's a mission, whatever the fuck it is, right? Or the Mecca in Clearwater, right? Or England, St. Hill. Why the hell did it take one person to get pissed off at a Church of Scientology security guard for all you guys to come out protesting? Why? Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, Big Chief. But I'm dead serious. All right. So the first question is, why would you live so close to the Scientology buildings when it's so horrible and it's a cult? Why would you want to live there? And let alone, second part, you've lived there so long. Why the fuck didn't you guys go out there together and protest quietly or with a megaphone or with signs or with flyers? Why? All you need is yourself and one person, like a buddy system, if you will, right? To protect yourself. Because I still believe in that as an adult. Certain places and certain things you do in life, you should never go alone. Whether you're a man or a woman, you just don't, play like that. So if you're protesting and you have somebody with you and God forbid something happens, then you have that person to communicate whatever or to hold your personal things or to be there for you to say, what happened, this and that. That's the smart thing to do. But for what the science the protesters for Scientology, unless there is something I'm missing, which I sure as hell don't think I am. Before this happened, everything was on the YouTube about Scientology, ex-Scientologists, celebrities, foundations, all that shit. Streets LA, Scientology Audit. His other channel is Film the Police LA. Was doing a cop watch. Okay. He's a cop watcher. So, long story short, a Scientology security guard was somewhere in the vicinity, close to the officer and streets, and told him the Scientology security guard told Streets to mind his own fucking business. Okay. And that didn't go well. Good morning, Newfie. That didn't go well. You don't tell somebody to mind their own fucking business. But here's the thing. You have to understand if you don't already know. Scientology thinks they are the same and or above the law. They own everything. They could do whatever the fuck they want and take no accountability. None. So they fucked around, meaning Scientology, smart ass person. Oh, mind your business. He is minding his business. How about you mind your business? You know how a lot of people make fun of mall security and say they're like failed cops and they're losers and shit like that when they're just trying to earn a living? Well, that's the same thing with Scientology security, some of them. They puff out their chest and think they're the shit. They should be made fun of because they're not security. They don't hold a license. They do not follow the laws of these United States. Yeah, I mean, I understand, Newfie, and I respect you on that. I just wanna be clear, it's not about liking the person. It's not about liking the person or, you know, disliking the person. It's just how Scientology fucks around. So let's say I'm a cop watcher and I'm watching a cop not do his job. And I got some punk security guard from Scientology, let alone somebody who doesn't have a uniform on telling me what's what. I'm like, listen, I didn't approach you. I didn't talk to you. I'm doing what I do. I wasn't interfering with you. I was just doing what I do. So because of that, he's like, I'm going to end your religion. Yeah. Well, their ego does go, you know, to the extreme with some of these people. Newfie, this happened last year. I think it was October, September or October last year. That's when it happened. And I know this happens everywhere, but you have to understand, to those that have not listened to me before, been in a live or watched a replay. Okay. When I started my channel, I put in the about section, you know, I'm gonna talk about this and that. Just depends on the day. But when it comes to movements and being anti-Scientology, this is what I know. This is what I know. I may not remember every second, every moment, but I do know abuse happens everywhere. Yeah. Not everybody agrees on religion or education or this or that. But the great thing that I have been complimented on, which I take to heart, is that here we could have a conversation about it. I'm not going to go batshit crazy unless somebody fucking, pushes me to that point, which, you know, has not happened. And I won't allow it to happen, at least here. So I get it. We could talk about many, many things. And I enjoy it. I don't have to agree. I don't have to disagree. It can be talked about, not yelled at, not screamed at, not any, crazy shit. So, I, I I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, you know. Um, egos can get in the way. I call it dick swinging. With the men, I call it dick swinging. When I was mentioning that, Pinche Becky, for those that know her, Becky was like, I could tell by the chat, she was like laughing, and she's like, "What about titty swingers?" I'm like, "Yeah, we could have that too." So the women are the titty swingers, and the dudes are the dick swingers. Their attitude gets in the way. But whether a man or a woman, puffing your chest means like you're feeling yourself, you know? I don't know. It's just all I want, and I'm sure again many of us feel this way no matter what, that if we could wave a wand and just take all the shit out of the world, or let's focus on us, right? The US. I know I would. I may not like you for whatever the reason. But one of my lives not that long ago, somebody in the chat asked me if a particular person from prior movements to this movement, if I would prefer like it if that person was no longer alive. And I said I would never wish that on anybody. Or at least I would, I don't want that for people. natural causes and shit like that, we can't it still hurts, but we can't do anything about it as much as we want to and as much as it breaks our heart, you know? Um, let me just Newfie, thank you. I really appreciate that question. Let me just check out. Does anybody know well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll just leave that there. Yeah, all yeah, I mean, but see, here's with Newfie and Riddle, that is so true. But I feel that anything general in life, I'm not talking about virgin saints and perfection, but the good people get a lot of grief and hell on them because of the bad people. They fuck it up for everybody. Cops, right? Restaurants, churches, mechanics, anything in life. The people that give it a bad rap make the good ones catch the heat. So, perfect example. You meet 1,000, let's talk about whatever, law enforcement, right? Cops. Okay. You meet a lot of cops in your life specifically that are dirty, shady, you've seen abuse their badge, right? Okay. However, now that you have that bad taste in your mouth and in your brain, the next time you approach or you're with a law enforcement officer of whatever type, whatever rank, and it's a truly nice guy, but you're so pissed off that that guy you take it out on or that female officer you take it out on, and you give a whole bunch of hell. It happens in life. It does, but they get shit on. Das, I just saw that. I'm laughing at it. Parmigiano is the highest. Yes. Garlic bread communion. Hold on. Let me mute myself. Okay, Newfie. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's funny. But then you'll have the criers. It's like, oh, pasta, I can't have flour, this and that. But I'm down for that. Uh, anyway, I know some of you too. Some of you, but I saw it. So, well, let me finish this up. So, my basic thing is that the good people that have been saying things from the beginning or towards the middle or ask questions were ridiculed, but those same people turn around and now are doing that. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'm laughing. Das, you're so funny. You guys are all funny. All right, so let's see. Um, so many of you are. I wanted to, say thank you so much. Um, I'm sure there's other people. I know other people have said it in other lives and in comments and on the my community tab. Thank you so much for everything in regards to my mother. Um, it means a lot to me. It really does. All of you. Anything, likes, comments, hearts, it helps me. And again, the egos, I agree with the egos are way too high. But you know, what's right and what's wrong is what I'm trying to look at. Thank you. I must. Oh my god. So in regards to my mom, this is where what? Oh, okay. Thank you, Riddle. Thank you. It Let me pop that up there. Thank you, Riddle. Um, where's that? Yeah, well, this comment: digital boots are more effective at getting shit done. Boots on the ground are just attention seekers, my opinion from firsthand experience. And that is a big thing of it. So getting back to Hurricane Helene, and um, for some reason, I'm sorry, Riddle, can't pull up that comment. I apologize. I don't know what the heck it's doing, so I'm sorry. But Riddle informed, oh, here it is. Please be watching and warning about Hurricane Kirk. It's supposedly taking the same path as Helene. Helene's a bitch. So on that note, I'll just leave that up there for a second. You know, there are so many people that were affected by this in everything from minimal to the worst and unthinkable. Thank you, Big Chief. Um, and you know, I've done this in my life, and I've learned as I got older, and I catch myself every once in a while. Don't take things for granted. Anything in life. I'm not saying being a perfect person. No, no. But just every day that you wake up, and this includes me. I mean, I'm not a happy camper. My um, I got stuff going on with mommy, but plus my fucking toilet broke. Hello. Yeah, Wanda Lisa. Um, but to try not to take things for granted because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. I had some smart ass being like, "Oh, karma's a bitch, ain't it?" I've had people say, "Oh, well, things can be replaced, people can't." Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm a very seasoned person. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I understand that. However, when you see a family member or a friend or a neighbor, an acquaintance, or even a stranger, I've said it before in live, you don't have to know somebody to care. You don't have to know somebody to care. It's been proven. But every day you wake up, whatever is happening around you, try once a day, once a day to show some kindness in any way, shape, or form. There are a lot of times, like lately, I'm not in that type of mood. But then again, I am because you never know what that other person is going through. So if you're like, good morning, and that person's a straight up dick, you tried. Don't fight with the person, just move on. You wave hello to a stranger and they look at you funny. Maybe they're like, do I know that person? But there are some people that get an attitude like, why are you looking at me like that? No, man, chill the fuck out. Just try. I'm talking about myself as well. Just try. You know, if you get to a door before somebody else in a supermarket or something or a store or whatever, open the door for them. You guys are fucked up, man. Pasta's pissed. No, no boiling water, not pissing. Really. Oh, just for Oh, and just for the record, just for those that know about the boiling water thing, if you paid attention or saw it or look for it now after the live, you will see a short video of someone boiling water. Point being made. I swear it's there unless that person took it down. I don't have to say a name. It's if you're not knowing what I'm talking about, it's okay. You know, it's something that happened with protesting. But yeah, it it actually there one one of them shut off because the reception was shit. So when they started the second time, it's there, but you can see it. I think it's even part of the thumbnail too. So go check it out after the live's done. it's it's the when I first saw it, I wasn't awake yet fully, and I was rubbing my eyes like, did I just see that right? And I just like, sure as shit, I did. Oh God. Okay. All right. So this is where I stand right now. For those that have been so wonderful about my mom. All right. So she's 78 years old. This is where I stand. I'm waiting on an estimate. I'm waiting on an estimate from movers. Okay. So the stuff that was high up that wasn't affected or destroyed um needs to be moved. Now, here's the great thing. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Um, the moving thing is not going to be a truck. Okay. They have these great things called on demand storage. They're pods. Thank you, Denise. Yeah. I do everybody. I do everybody. Excuse me. Damn it. So the good things about pods, the on demand storage thing is they bring a container to the area. They do not load it up for you and they do not unpack it for you. They drop it off. And it's made of steel, metal, something like that. Anyway, the point being is this. That saves a lot of stress, time, and money. And not only that, but with the hurricane for everybody, storage units, if they're available, are a freaking arm and a leg. So this is not only a convenient choice, but a much more reasonably priced. Because I will tell you guys, if you didn't already know, certain factors of the country are jacking the shit out of prices. They're jacking them up, and it's god awful. It's horrible. So where's the paper? I wrote it down. It's fucking ripping off people is so fucked up. You know, it's like, oh, I mean, I hate to say it, but certain people, meaning in corporations, companies, they see the disaster and the ching ching make that register ring. But it is a fact of life. So, um, excuse me, the on demand storage what we're waiting on, when I say we, I mean my mother and I, because there was a lot put into this, meaning to find something, let alone reasonably priced, which was the pods on demand storage. Um, so as of now, it will be approximated that it will be for 1 month needed. It's a 10 by 30 pod unit. That's the size they have available. Okay. And that will be $350 with taxes. That is to bring that storage unit, and that is to take the storage unit away. No, no worries. Okay. Thank you, Das. Take care, honey. Now what I'm waiting on for today is the moving company. to give an estimate. Now, again, I was honest with you and told you, but here's the thing, the moving company was informed that they wouldn't need to bring a crew and a truck to load the truck, drive it, unload it, and drive away. They were clearly informed that this was to only move the I can't say the word, the things that weren't destroyed into the pod on demand storage container. And then, uh, when it's if and when the time comes, whatever happens, I can't think too far ahead, and I don't want to because it's screwing with me. It's hurting my brain. I want to focus on this. So the pods on demand storage is 350, and the estimate coming today for the mover to show up, take the stuff that wasn't ruined, and load it into that uh, storage box, the pods. I'll just call it a pod. It makes it easier. Did I miss something? Big Chief, did I miss something? The stuff that I'm referring to, if that's a question, is the stuff that was up high in cabinet. Oh, the movers? I think I missed something. I don't understand right here. And I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I just don't understand if I missed something. So the movers, like I said, the movers were told that don't think you're going to jack up the price. Like again, driving to the area, loading a truck, driving somewhere else, unloading it. It was just the stuff that was able to be saved, which was on the higher ups, if you will. Okay. So that's oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Now I understand. Yeah. Well, not to be disrespectful, but they kind of pissed me off because their tone over the phone was very happy, like, encouraged for the work. And you don't need a hurricane or a tropical storm. People move all the time. Oh, okay. Thanks, Cinderella. People move all the time. So it might slow down a bit, but movers aren't affected. Anyway, getting back to it. So the thing that kind of agitated me, and of course I'm in my feelings, rightfully so, but was like, encouraged by the dollar signs. And when I said no, it's not going anywhere but in the unit. So don't think you're gonna, you know, quote me some outrageous price. I understand people need to get paid. That's not the problem. But if, like, just say for argument's sake, right? If a regular moving job with a truck cost $1,000, that's to get to the location, not only pack or load up, but pack everything, put it in a truck, drive it to the destination, whether it be a storage unit or a new living situation, unpack or unload it, unpack it, then yeah, then I could understand it. But for this, not so much. So, um, that is what's going on. I want to say thank you. I was able to get food. I was able to get what is very important was the carbon monoxide. I was only able to get two carbon monoxide detectors. The Home Depot was not only incredibly busy and chaotic, but whatever was left on the shelves was insanely priced. But with that being said, I was able to get that. I was able to get cleaning products as well. So, and the carbon monoxide detectors um, were very convenient because they didn't have to be mounted. You know, I couldn't control the price, but I got at least two. That's very important to have. So I got the two. They could be mounted or tabletop. We don't need any extra crazy shit that to bring on more stress. And they came with batteries in the packet. So I was able to get those things. Um, so the next step is waiting for the estimate from the movers. And I might talk about it later and see what's going on with that. Um, coming back on alive. But, you know, I just the craziness between what's going on with the movements and with my own personal thing, it's like, ugh, you know. If you're gonna talk shit, talk shit. But my last saying is this: just don't cross the line and slander somebody. That's it. Shit talking is bad enough, but to slander somebody, no matter what, in life in general, is fucked up. Don't do it. Just and fix it. Fix it as quickly as you can. And if you're gonna attempt to fix it, do it with integrity and sincerity, and do it on a live. That's it. Cinderella, long longshoremen on strike, Teamsters on strike, which in my opinion they deserve to keep the benefits and get more bennies. It's going to get bad. Oh, damn. Again, thank you so much, Denise. I am too, and I continue to pray. I know that uh, the Carolinas and I think Tennessee, it was just as tragic, and lives were lost. It's just god awful. Anyway, um, and I hate that for the people. I hate it for anybody that has to go through that. But maybe Mother Nature's trying to tell us something. All right. So, with that being said, does anybody want to say anything? All right. Oh, this is a good idea, Riddle. I recommend every. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I read that comment, um, because of the availability of the equipment that I needed to get, I wasn't able to get everything. Um, and the shop vac, it's way too late for that. So, but like I was saying, you know, I got the cleaning supplies, food, and uh and the two carbon monoxide things. So sorry, Riddle. I apologize. I recommend everyone get a portable solar and crank powered phone charger with the compass and flashlight. Works great. And also a portable signal booster for emergencies. Oh, that's really good information, Riddle. I never heard. I mean, some of it I've heard of, but not all of it. I'm assuming that can be Google looked up. It is great advice, Denise. Absolutely. A portable. Okay, so guys, listen up. Riddle says this: I recommend everyone get a portable solar and crank powered phone charger with the compass so you know which way you're going, a flashlight so you can see where the hell you're going. And she says it works great. And also a portable signal booster for emergencies. And I'm assuming that's like if you're in the boonies or like a wooded area where or dead signals like mountains or valleys, something to that. Also, waterproof bags to put these things in, and a tie bag to something that isn't going to move. Pipes, maybe. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Not only advice, but vital information. Vital information. Like I said, Denise, great advice and great information. I got all mine from the horrible Amazon website. Yeah, that's contradictory, isn't it? You make the rich companies richer, but I'll say this: if you got to spend money, at least make sure it's on something that's important. Um, I also it's not as helpful as this riddle, but um, I wanted to touch really quick on your phones. Okay, no matter what brand or whatever. I found out not all of them have it, but check your phones, guys. If you have a hole, a small hole in the top or bottom or the sides of your phone, that could be for a jack. So, like for for anybody that knows what a jack is, it's like no, not a jack hole, a jack. It's either like because like now everything's fancy for the earbuds and Wi-Fi, right? But the jack, you could plug in earphones, but that's also a plug for charger. You too, Big Chief. Thank you. For a charger, and that's the one that you could plug into a wall. So if your USB charger breaks, that's another thing too. All right, guys. I kept you long enough. I really, I'm happy that you all are here. I hope you all stay safe and have a great and blessed day. Hug someone, be kind, open a door. If you want to have a shit fit, that's great too. Wanda Lisa, if you ever lose power, immediately change the voicemail on your phone, letting people know where you're at. That's very helpful too. Solar powered walkie talkies, 25 miles radius. Also available on Amazon, but not cheap. Yeah. Like I said, the carbon monoxide detectors that I got, there weren't many left, let alone the ones that were like priced very highly at an arm and a leg. Oh, and I want to point out something real quick. Guys, um, for me, I already did this. Call your local fire department. Okay. Um, I thought about this before I went to the Home Depot. I called them and they didn't have any smoke detectors or carbon monoxide detectors. And they did tell me that every area is different, but the only time they have those to give out to hand out to people, to the residents, is they get it through donations. That's how they're able to supply it to residents of the community where you live. So check with that, which I did, but and I also checked with Red Cross. Red Cross is being swamped with calls, and they're under the circumstances, it's understandable. I wasn't able to get anything from them. That's why the Home Depot was the way to go. Also, check in your local area, or if you're able to help a friend or a family member, they're having what they call comfort stations. COM as in Mary, FORT, comfort stations. They are certain areas that will have those available. It's like a mini building, if you will, where you're able to shower, do laundry, use the bathroom. They ask you to bring your own personal toiletries if you can, or buy them to bring there. If you're going to do laundry, they ask you to bring your own laundry detergent supplies. Look up on the websites or on Google to see if you could find a comfort station near yourself or a friend or family member that could use the help. Not all hotels are available. If they are, the prices are insane. Storage units, like I just discussed with for my mother, are due to the hurricane either not available or the ones that are insanely priced. Check with the pods on demand storage, check with your movers. On that note, have a great day and take care. And if you can't be good at it. I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.